I wanted to do this episode kind of to address some of the things that we're all feeling at this time. And I'm sure you can relate to some of the things that I'm feeling because I posted a little bit about it on my YouTube channel and on Facebook. I did a video and just pretty much expressing how I feel, like not quite sure how to contribute at this point. I just feel like there's so many different sides to the story, and I definitely want to support Black lives, and I want to support I'm also really against violence, so I don't necessarily support violence against police or the other way around. I don't support violence on either end. So I think I just feel torn because it feels as if if you start supporting Black Lives Matter, you're also supporting violence against police officers, and if you support police officers, you're supporting violence against Black lives. And I feel very much torn, and I don't even know how to be a voice for change, because I feel like Sean and I both actually been talking a lot about this. Like, we've just been really silent about everything because it feels like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Like, anything you say, somebody will be offended by it. And if you don't say anything, people will be offended by it. So I just feel like I feel a bit of confusion. Like, what do I do? What can I do? How can I help? How can I contribute without causing more violence or controversy or arguments? Like, I don't want to contribute to that in any way, but I also don't want to feel as if I'm just sitting back and doing nothing. I too want to feel like I can contribute in ways to bring about change. So that's why I wanted to do a quick episode on some of the thoughts that I've been having to hopefully shed a little light on, first of all, how I'm feeling, and perhaps you also can relate to how I'm feeling, but also kind of bring a little bit of reassurance and comfort to all different approaches to what's going on in the world right now. Because at first I would think, like, I don't even want to get involved. But at the same time, it does feel like, that's me just trying to pretend like none of this is happening. I don't want to be ignorant at the same time, but you have to protect your own well-being. Like, you are of no use to other people if you aren't starting first with yourself and your own mental well-being. So first you need to be in a good mental space before you can even do anything to contribute to bringing about positive change. I did receive a few comments from people, saying, oh, you shouldn't be silent. You have an audience and you have a platform. You should do your part to speak up for people, to stand up for people, which I absolutely want to do. But like I explained, it feels very difficult at this time, because no matter what you say, you might be supporting something that you don't actually intend to support. So it almost feels like maybe I'm just going to take a step back and not say anything. Like one of the comments somebody said was, he was quoting somebody that's basically, it said, "The only thing necessary for triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." And he was basically saying that I'm like choosing to do nothing. I was saying that I don't really like to get involved in politics because politics is just very overwhelming and stressful to me. And I feel like it is not my passion to know everything that's going on in politics, but it is my passion to work on personal development and to spread positivity and to be a voice for others in a different way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be around politics. So I just wanted to kind of address that comment, not in a way where I feel like I have to explain myself or I'm like upset about it, but we all can be contributing to positive change without getting involved in the arguments and without even being up to date on everything that's going on in politics, because that is not something that interests me. And so my message is that we can contribute to making a difference in many other ways. And it could be as simple as taking care of your own mental well-being, just by you feeling your best, and the energy vibration that you hold can actually benefit other people that you spend your time around. Even just within your own family, you have to give yourself credit for the things that you are contributing to. And we are all doing it in our own unique ways and the ways that we feel most passionate about. It's a team effort. We all can't be activists for every problem in the world, but we can choose one or a few things that we are most passionate about and focus on that. So some of the things I wrote down are, like raising awareness around sexual abuse. Sean, is very much passionate about that. Exposing truth and supporting people through a faith crisis. I feel like, that feels like something that I want to contribute to. And, there's so many others who are doing the same thing. There's John DeLynn and the Truth and Transparency Foundation, and many other podcasts and life coaches, people who are devoting their time and their energy and their talents. There's the animal rights, the vegan, eating less meat to reduce our carbon footprint, and using less water, driving our cars less, and being an activist for equality for women, the LGBTQ, for Black lives, climate change, environmental activism, teaching people how to be self-sufficient, gardening, recycling, living green, planting trees, and putting solar panels on your home, gun control, contributing to third world countries by helping to provide clean water, food, vaccines, education, support for child abuse, or trying to stop sex trafficking or domestic violence. Like, there are so many different ways that we can contribute. There should be more gratitude for the things that each of us decide to do. And of course, like one of the most important things is like the way we are raising up our children. If we are passionate about that alone, focusing on having healthy relationships with our own children or even our marriage so that we can be an example of how to be a good human being for our own children and to teach them and guide them and love them and raise up good human beings. I mean, that is just something to be acknowledged. There should be more gratitude for the things that each of us decide to spend our time on and less shaming for the things that we don't, because we cannot do all of them.